So, you
Yo,
know,
what's
was
good?
good. You know what it is. Two caps, no cap.
Not a
The
single cap.
podcast. And we back again with it.
Mm, We back and we better. hmm Looking for the best life possible. And this is the thing
Okay.
today, we're going to talk about just bringing it all together. So, at the time of this video, this is 2020, but it's the wrap up of 2020. And that's what I
Yep.
like. I don't know how you feeling about that.
Oh man. Yo, it's been a year and change is the only constant, so gotta
Exactly.
keep moving forward.
hmm And I feel like no one's going to move us. Like it kind of goes back. I took physics in not elementary school, in high school.
High
And in high
school.
school, they had this thing. It was called Newton's law. Right? It
Yeah,
says for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That's the first. That's the one part of it. The other part of it is,
100%.
oh yeah, but the other part is an object in motion stays in motion, but an
Mm.
object at rest stays at rest.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, like this year was a year of rest for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like I always used to read like history books, and they used to have this thing where every seventh year, I think it was every seventh year, so don't quote me too sure. Obviously
I
everything's
believe
wrong.
it.
Yeah.
Every 7 years, your whole that's when like your all the cells in your previous body have like died and like it's completely new cells,
hmm
you
So,
know.
but they had the. I think what happened is at that time though, they had to give the land a rest as well. It wasn't just the physical body, but also the land itself.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Because they had, I think at
yeah,
the time, I think the story was about like sharecroppers, but it was like every seventh year they had to give the land a rest because if they kept using the land, then the land itself wouldn't be able to produce the fruits that they needed or the whatever stock they was trying to grow.
mm,
Probably corn or whatever. I don't care. It don't matter. They was growing something. Just know
yeah,
they was growing something from the ground. But the
mm,
thing is, though, when they took that rest, the land was able to replenish the nutrients of the soil again. You know, so like all of that came into to play. You know, so like you were saying before, like are that 7 years? Every 7 years, the dead cells have gone. Now we got those new ones. The thing is, are in 2020. This is for me. This is what I learned. I learned to literally let go of the things that were holding me back from being who I already am. You know
mm.
what I mean? And the thing is, I realized because obviously, I had a year of, meditation and meditating on what is necessary. And I realized I was the only person holding me back. Like it might have been something that I might have heard from a parent or something like that, but I didn't have to let that become me. You know what I mean? Like a parent could have said, "Oh yeah, don't go to school because it's a waste of your time." But to the parent, it might have felt that way. But for me, and I know obviously I'm using this as an example. It's not like the
Yeah.
overall like this happened to me. My parent was like, "No, get out, don't go to school." My parents was like the opposite actually, and
Yeah.
I wish they would have said, "Don't go to school." That would have been a better thing. But the thing is, right at the end of the day, I didn't have to take the opinions of other people. I
Mm,
could have formulated my own opinions.
yeah.
And I feel like
But
2020
you're a kid. You don't literally the first thinking taking it back to the number seven, the first 6 to 7 years of your life, you're literally just a sponge. Like, you don't even
taking in everything.
you can't comprehend information, you just absorb information.
hmm
So everything that like you like express to the world is just an image and a reflection of what the world is showing you at up to that point, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then like after that in certain ages you can go out and find the information for yourself, that's
hmm
why it's beautiful. Like I learned so much this year, it's crazy. But
hmm
like I'm still like I gotta And I just gotta stop being so hard on myself, honestly. Like, I I just, bruh, like, cause I'm making a lot of moves in the low, on the low key, and then like when they start to really like pop off, then
Hmm.
it's gonna be time. But
Hmm.
you know,
I kind of want to build off of like what you was just talking about though. Don't be so hard on yourself. The
yeah,
thing is, a lot of people, I feel, and I'll mind you, like I said, people don't have to quote me or anything like that. But a lot of people, was chilling this whole year, not thinking about their goals or anything. They were more concerned about when's the next time am I gonna go that I'm gonna go out and be with my friends. But the thing is, your friends don't have the same goals as you. Well, they might, but they don't own your specific goal.
mm,
Like y'all might want to obviously make money together or something like that. Like y'all might have like financial goals and stuff like that.
yeah,
But your friends don't have the same goal as you. And I'm
mm,
equating goals to purpose. Like everybody
yeah.
is here, but we're here to reach a destination. So in a sense, that is
Exactly.
the same,
But
but the
it's
destination is different.
definitely also about like the people that you are around,
Mhm.
like, if your friends um have goals and
Yeah,
like are fucking amazing people, you strive to be like them.
exactly.
Like, so that's also important.
Hmm. And it's also important to have good people around you, like you was talking about. Like
Yeah,
your friends have to have goals. Like that's
exactly.
that's what makes a friend well, for me, that's what makes a friend a friend. Someone who wants to do something with their life. They
Yeah,
realize what they have right now. It's not that it's not enough. It's more like they know they can be better.
be more. Yeah.
Yeah, they can be more of themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's
Exchange more of their value, you know,
mhm,
give more of their value,
exactly.
you know.
Exactly. And I feel like that's something that we can take into 2021,
Hmm.
knowing that we can do something about the current circumstance. Knowing that it doesn't have to be where we're stuck in a situation where we don't want to be anymore. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And once we develop that understanding, it's just like it's freeing almost. Like I feel like before we would almost have like this heavy burden on life. Like imagine you having to hold up the entire world, right? But the thing is, you realize that when other people are walking with you, other people who share that wanting to be better than yesterday, that wantingness to to make it, to be themselves. Like when they share that purpose, they can hold the world with you. You don't have to be lonely at the top. Yes,
Yeah.
the bottom is too crowded, but you don't have to be lonely at the top because other people are striving towards that same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but we have to be willing to look for those people. We have to be willing to find that in our within ourselves first, you know? Because if we know what we want, we can find other people who are aligned with that same purpose.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Exactly.
And that's important. And I kind of want to go back to. Oh, go ahead. You was about to say something.
No, like, and then like that's what really starts to make shit happen, you know?
Hmm.
Like that's when it just starts to really pop off.
Hmm.
It really get interesting. I don't know why I keep saying pop off, but like,
Hmm.
it's just like, you mix the right ingredients together
Hmm.
and
Oof, the Powerpuff Girls.
exactly,
You know.
power arises.
Hmm.
Or at least something sweet.
Exactly.
you know? So yeah,
Hmm.
you know, just 2020 was a year of fucking growth. you know, like putting yourself like in the fire and like trying to fucking find a way out and like, introspection,
Hmm.
like to see like what is the issue. you know,
Hmm.
asking questions, yo.
Hmm.
Questions are powerful, yo. Like I learned to think in questions and that shit is powerful.
Hmm.
Question everything, like, Because why limit yourself to just believing that the world is a certain way? You know,
Mhm.
like there's always multiple perspectives that, you know, you can take on any number of issues, you know,
Mhm.
and it's all about like, and that helps to, you know, help you to see that there's more than, you know, just this life that we're living, you know. This is the game. You know, this is the game, and you know, you just got to play.
I like that, man. You know, more like we're players in this game, and I like that analogy. I feel like that kind of does relate to what you were saying earlier about the not taking yourself too serious.
Yeah.
You know, there was a quote that I was reading because I read a lot of history books, man. I read a lot of history books. But one of the things that they were saying is don't take yourself too seriously. Take the creator serious.
Yeah.
And when we take the creator seriously, we realize the creator is creative, you know, and there is no seriousness in creativity. Now, I'm not saying that the creator is not serious, but more of the creative aspects. Like I put it like this: I feel like one of the things that we're called to do is cultivate the garden of our lives,
Mm.
grow the flower within us, so we can blossom into the beautiful tree that we
Wow. I like that analogy,
are.
especially like from the like sacred geometry side, like, you know, you're the seed and then it grows into the flower,
Mhm,
bruh,
mhm,
makes the tree which bears the fruit. And the
mhm,
fruit is, you know, all the information that comes out of source, us,
exactly.
you know.
Mhm, exactly. And just to build on that too. That fruit, the fruit is not for the tree.
Hmm.
The fruit is always for the picker. Always for the person that's gonna pick the fruit, actually wash it off, and eat it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And then that fruit gives nourishment to that new seed that's growing in that individual.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's, well, you know, that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Taking it back to growth, like, you know, just, you know, understanding patterns, you know, especially in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if there are certain patterns that you don't like, you can at least work to try and change them, you know, and, you know, that's what it's all about, you know, because, you know, it's just life, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Son, I can't even speak right now.
I feel you, man. I feel you, man. This 2020 leaving us speechless right now.
Yeah, you know, I'm a little spaced out.
Mhm.
You know,
We
but
gonna come back to 2021, and then we gonna change the game.
yeah, no, I'm changing the game right now.
Mhm.
Fuck waiting 2021, just right now. You
Mhm.
know,
No point in waiting for your destiny if your destiny's right in front of you today.
exactly. It's crazy, bro, how shit lines up sometimes. Like, bro, it's
Mhm.
crazy. When you just open yourself to like seeing magic in the world, like, you know, that's all you gotta do. And you start to see it because uh as we see we believe sometimes, you know. You know what I'm saying? So like synchronicities and shit.
Mhm.
Like all the time last week with the water.
Mhm.
And but
Can you explain
yeah,
what
man.
happened with the water, just in case the viewers didn't see it?
Huh?
Yeah, I say, can you explain what happened with the water, just in case the
Yeah. Yeah, son. You know, we I'm just mad because like I had some, but like I couldn't bring it for the podcast because I already finished it. But we talking about just water. Fucking that shit is fire.
Mhm.
And
Good
you
water right
know, and I appreciate what man's is doing, saving the planet and doing it like resourcefully. That
there.
shit is really, admirable. Like I'm trying to do stuff like that with my life, and like it was a lot of building this year. Like I put myself in positions for, me to be like good, like in some way or the other, like, you know, so like with Spirit Mysteries, that shit is, and the school is just so dope. Like, so, but yeah, we need to get more of that water back on the show.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. So 2020. Any last words you want to say?
Um, I feel the best word to say is just to be prepared
Hmm.
for the unexpected and love unconditionally. I feel like when we marry those two things together, those being that preparedness for the unexpected and the unconditional love, there's no limit to our capacity. Because when we share these things within ourselves and also share it within the other individuals around us, our communities, our friends, our family, and giving them that same thought, giving them that unconditional love, just showing them that peace. Because I feel like love is patient, is kind. It's these are things that a lot of people don't really have with other individuals. People aren't necessarily kind, especially in America sometimes. Depending on where you are, you know, people aren't patient.
Yeah.
The life.
Patience has been coming up a lot recently as well.
Mhm.
Like, if anything, 2020 taught us it was patience in many ways.
Exactly.
Well, I like there's always more with patience though, like, because sometimes, you just have to wait. But, it's all about knowing when it's right. Like, you have to do the work as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, at first to get to where you want to be, and then like to let things grow, sometimes you just have to be patient.
Mhm.
you know.
That
So
reminds me, real quick, and we gonna close pretty soon. But
yeah.
that reminds me real quick of what someone had told me. Right, they were saying that um, would you rather be ignorant on what you want, but happy and blissful of your life, or actually work towards getting somewhere and be a professional at being yourself? And the thing is, like, I feel like when you be yourself, it's not that there's no happiness, but that happiness turns to joy. Like you have a different kind of happiness. And it's like that completeness where you realize that you don't necessarily need a counterpart because you are your own counterpart. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that that's like wrong or anything, but more you're so comfortable being yourself that you're not really worried about simple things like, oh, when these relationships coming up, or when am I going to find the right people for my business, or all these different things. You don't worry about that because you realize that you are already complete by yourself.
Yeah,
And then when you're already complete, now mind you, you don't attract what you want, you attract who
you
you are.
attract what you are.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And if you are complete, you're the perfect person that someone is looking for instead of actually looking for the perfect person.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
No, like you just attract them too because like that's what you be doing.
Exactly.
you know?
Mhm. And they can't stay out of that energy because that's who they are.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like they're used to that
No,
frequency, so they're gonna be around that.
word.
I think
Yeah.
the word would just be wholeness.
Wholeness.
Wholeness. Be whole in 2021. You know what I mean? Don't let ourselves go empty anymore. Like if we're a car, we need the gas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pero
You know the vibes, bro. You know the vibes.
yeah, bro.
But thank y'all so much for coming to this podcast, this 2020 wrap up. And you know the vibes. Thank you so much for
Word.
no hat.
You know it.
Cats.
Drop your 2020 accomplishments in the comments
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And make
and
sure to like and
like, subscribe, and hit that follow button. Thanks
ding.
for hanging out with us. Two caps, no cap.
Mm-hmm.
Back
Peace.
at it again.